Hello, YouTube. This is MPD News. I'm T, and today I'm going to talk about how narcissists try to steal your soul. So, you never see the same person, they are constantly changing, and the reason why they're changing is they're trying to mold themselves into the being that they're trying to manipulate or they're trying to victimize. So, every time they get into a new relationship, or just, I mean, even if you're with them, you notice that they'll like around certain people they'll change their behavior or who they are to basically manipulate that person that they're speaking to. So a little bit about my story about how the narcissist tried to steal my soul was more of like there were certain qualities within myself and which we all have that attract us to certain narcissists, but there were certain qualities that I had that this narcissist liked. So there was so within me I had some empathy. I was empathetic and I was kind and I was altruistic, while all at the same time I was pretty tough. I still am, but basically if you came at me in a certain way, then I would stand up for myself. It depended on the person, but when the narcissist saw that, they of course felt like they had to play like they were like that too. And it's funny because, say for example, somebody had said something, we were out and someone said something to me, I'll probably say something back. But if it was the narcissist that had heard somebody say something about them, they were more likely to just go into a rage and cower, and won't say anything. They would probably just grab something really hard or slam something and walk away or run away like a little coward. And so they were I knew that the narcissist was like that and was trying to play like the narcissist was like me. Like the narcissist would try to play like she was strong, or she, if somebody said something to her, she would say something like, oh, if you say something to me you better watch out, or this person says something to me you better watch out because I'm not gonna take that, and or something like that. And she would try to say something to me like, oh, I think there would be times where she'd be jealous of my strength to the point where she would be like, oh, you better watch out for that girl, she's strong, she's tough. And there would be moments where I would probably like fall into that little trap and be like, I'm not scared of her. If she wants to start something with me, then I'll always be ready. I'm not afraid of anybody. Like I'll get into that whole this defense stage. And so there was something like that within me that the narcissist liked and tried to act as if she was that way, but I always knew that she was actually a coward, and she was putting on this mask. In the beginning, well, I didn't always know. Like early in the beginning, I actually thought that she was stronger than what she was, but as time went on, I started to realize that she isn't that strong. um the narcissist liked that I was intelligent and also hated at the same time. So all these qualities that you have, they like, but they also hate at the same time because they can't have them. So they tried to steal the fact, say you're beautiful, they tried to steal that from you. So that maybe they'll try to outdress you, but while simultaneously trying to dress like you, but just adding maybe a little bit more flavor to it to see if they can look a little, they can look better or grasp the attention away from you. But yeah, as I was saying about the whole being having intellectual conversations, or being intellectual, I guess. Oh, I don't really want to call myself someone that's intellectual, but I do like to have important, hard or difficult conversations with people, and I do like to question and try and think critically. So I will have these conversations, and she would try to act like she already knew what I was talking about, or knew more than what I was talking about. But if I did ask her about it, to elaborate on it, she never could elaborate. And so we would go out and I would notice that there would be certain, or we'd be around certain people, and there would be certain topics that she doesn't normally talk about, or she doesn't like talking about, or conversations that make her feel uncomfortable to talk about, but she would try to talk about them as if she cares about them, or as if she's smart to make it seem like this is who she was. So it was a quality that I had within myself that she was trying to take, and she didn't really even, it wasn't something that was natural to her. She wanted that, but it wasn't comfortable to her. It was almost like she was afraid of that quality at the same time. I remember just like little trivial things where, maybe I would have a certain ringtone on my phone and she would like that ringtone. Next thing you know, she would get that ringtone and then pretend like she had that ringtone before I did. Be like, oh, you have the same ringtone as me. That's funny. And I'll think to myself, like, yeah, I had that, before you did, and you just changed it like last night. So, it was just the weirdest thing. So, yeah, who you are is who they want to be. They do not have a sense of identity. They don't know who they are. And so usually you'll be a target if there's something, not only if they can manipulate you, but also there's something about you that, that they wanted or that they liked. So, again, since they don't have a sense of identity, they look for that sense of identity within somebody else and think that they're going to be able to take that from you, or at least share a bit of that, or maybe take little pieces of it, so that they can have it for themselves. But it is never possible. I think that when they realize that, they end up, being disappointed and getting angry at you and going to a rage and being resentful towards you, because they can't have something that you have. And what I don't understand is that over and over and over again, it's the same pattern that keeps happening. So different victims come along and they try to do this with the same victim over and over and over and over again. And each time they never succeed in trying to steal the soul of that victim. And so it's just crazy, and it's just baffling to me how they're constantly disappointed by this, because it just doesn't make sense. When you are being your most authentic self around them, I think, a lot of times it is kind of hard to be your authentic self around them, but when you are, they will try to mirror that same thing and say that we're the same. I'm just like you. You're strong, I'm strong. You're beautiful, I'm beautiful. You're smart, I'm smart. You're good, I'm good. Whatever you are, I am. And when you're away, you happen to be away from them, even for maybe a short amount of time, they end up having to suffer that feeling of being empty again, not knowing who they are, because they need you around to feel as if they know who they are, I guess. So when I was away from the narcissist, it would seem like the narcissist would get angry even before I left, when I was about to leave. When I would be like getting ready to hang out with some friends, the narcissist would be angry. And there are other reasons besides besides being alone, is why a narcissist would not want you to go hang with friends. But I did notice that when I was gone, she would bug everybody else in the house, asking where I was, what I was doing, and stuff like that. And then it's almost like she had that moment of silence and that time to look within herself and feel shame and guilt. And then when I came around, it was like, oh, my false self is back here again. That soul that I'm trying to take, that person that I'm trying to, the qualities within that person that I'm trying to take within myself, they're back again. And so I am back again. Who I am is back again, which it is quite strange. But They will see maybe that you have, like, you're very successful in your life and you have a lot of things, maybe a lot of material things that look well, and so they'll try to copy you. So they'll try and brag about something that they, never done, but try and act as if they've done some of the things that you've done, or even better. They will try and buy the same things as you, or maybe the same thing but a better version of yours, and act like they have the same taste as you. So they really, they don't know who they are. They don't have a sense of identity. So anybody that is their victim, you'll see that they start to act like that victim, like the good parts of that victim. And then they'll go get another one and they'll start to act like that victim. And then go get another one and they'll start to act like that victim. But really, as the victims, we all know deep down inside who they truly are, and that's their real personality. But they can't live with that, and that is not acceptable to society. And so, which is why they have to find somebody else who is somewhat who is acceptable or somewhat acceptable to society in order to survive in this world, which is why they need people so bad. So that is all I have for right now. It was pretty short, but I'm sure you guys have a lot of your own personal experiences as to how a narcissist tried to steal your soul. So you can get a lot of information if you dive deep within your own personal stories about how a narcissist will try and steal your soul, and why they will try to steal your soul. And, I've just gave you the answer. But yeah, if you would like to send me a story about how a narcissist tried to steal your soul, or tried to be just like you, or tried to copy you because they didn't know who they were, then go ahead and send me an email at healipsych695@gmail.com, and that is HEALIPSYCH695@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is T. It's MPD News.